Test, test. Hello. No, that was shit, sorry. Rose, something, I don't know. Anywho. Hello. Hello and welcome to a quiet and gentle stream. I just thought I'm doing some art. I may as well make a thing out of it. People can come and go as they please. But it gives a nice opportunity always. The invite extended impersonally to all who wish to join. Oh, and there's my little notification thing saying I'm streaming. Thanks me for the notification. And then roll up my sleeves, although you can't see me right now. Roll up my sleeves. I will make sure my phone's all set up. And then I'll turn the camera on in just a sec. Just give me a second, please. Yeah, I do mean it when I say it's just a quiet little stream. Nothing much, nothing big. Just something small. Just hanging around. Sitting right now. The Christmas tree. It's a Christmas sun. I'm gonna turn my microphone the right way. Hopefully that means it gets my audio just a little bit better. Put my headphones on. Find my pen. My digital pen, that is. Which is not there. There it is. I'm just about ready to jump to the audio. The question is whether we want music or not. I think it's always nicer when watching a VOD back to have a little bit of music. If anyone disagrees with me though, I'm more than happy to change it. Oh, I've got to re-log into my Spotify. Ugh. Okay. Give me another sweet second, sorry. Okay, is this gonna work? Worse than that, I also need to pee, which means you're going to be stuck on this screen even longer, as I also need to go pee, so there's that, there's the joy of that. I won't put stream beats on yet either. Okay, here in a sec. No, sorry, I don't have any pats for you right now. All patted out. I don't know, I was going to say something about a Patasaurus, but I gave it halfway through cat. And then we go to this screen, which is a little buggy now that I've reset my computer. You may have noticed there used to be a layer of yellow around me, as well as the layer of black, but that's gone right now. But, to the point at hand. Okay, firstly I need to get rid of that one, because that's going to bother me on my Discord notifications. I'm going to get rid of that by looking at the notification for the fact that I'm streaming. Thank you very much, Discord, for the heads up on that one. Then let's get stream beats. Stream beats lo-fi. And is it working? Oh, it's actually quite loud, honestly. I think that's appropriate. That's probably playing quietly in the background for everyone now. Is it? Okay. Maybe even down a little lower. But yeah. Howdy everyone. Welcome to my blinding white face. And my little storyboard that I've been working on. Because I didn't have a good idea of what I wanted to animate exactly. So I made a storyboard for it. Thanks, Jesso, for the heads up on the audio. It's really helpful to have feedback on that. Like ridiculously helpful. I'm a vampire. I live in darkness already. We knew that long ago. Hey, Macca, Corey, McCaw. Everyone gets a few nicknames when they hang around here long enough. Jesso, Jesse, Jessog. They're all pretty close to each other. And Midnight Demon now as well, apparently. Courtesy of a Wu-Tang Clan generator. Name generator. I'm actually going to do something a little sneaky here. Because the next shot that I'm drawing in is going to be that of an office scene. Also, I'm really just chill with this stream. I don't even know if I'll upload it later to my VOD channel. I probably will, but who knows. I might play a song that is clearly copywritten. Office scene. I need like a generic sort of like office scene. Like something like this. That's Whitest Kids You Know. They're a really funny comedy group. They're dark, but very funny. Sometimes very funny. Sometimes their bits are a bit lackluster. But I like them. Office scene. Stock image. Oh, Cass, you've sent me something there. I'm gonna go look at it in just 1 second. I just want the most mundane looking office. So I wanna get stock images of it. I like the idea of partitions between the walls, so I'm trying to find that as well, but I can't seem to come across it. But until I do, let's look at what you sent. Mac, I gotta figure out what your name would be. Thank you. Yeah, this is an important part of any Badger and Bee community, is discovering your Wu-Tang Clan name. Because I'm actually using mine as a pseudonym to animate under, as like a signature, just because I think it's... Is your actually misunderstood artist? That's hilarious. Is it hilariously accurate? I was gonna say hilariously accurate. I think so. It is accurate. Lovely. Okay, stock image. I want partitions. I keep putting words in there. Hopefully I eventually get the image that I want. This image. Okay. That's actually... So I'm gonna do a little bit of a cheaty. I'm gonna use it as a reference. Mine was Master Warlock. So mine was eerily accurate. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna get my reference image in. I'm gonna resize it. Drag it over here, and we're gonna draw it. Go to the drawings panel. come on. That's good. I might actually get my ruler out for this one. Oh, it's already out. But might be appropriate to try and... Okay. There we go. Stop. I don't want you to pop up. No. Okay, there we go. Is touch on? Touch is off. Because I want to get the perspective right on this baby. So... it would be appropriate to use a ruler. Far too large. Far too wide for that one. We'll go again, but a little bit closer. Okay, got that angle there. This angle. Oh, my hands are a little bit jittery tonight. Excuse me. Cassie, apparently that's going to be one of the things in this world that you're never going to live down. Apparently that story is going to follow you to your grave. Okay. Okay. And now I'm just going to... Oh, that feels off. My slippy hands. Oh, that's incorrect. That looks a little bit better, but it still doesn't look great. No, that's off. That's skew as. Probably because we're not starting at the corner point. Let me try something different. Let me try starting a little bit higher up here. For a whittle tiny desk. That looks a little bit better. Still doesn't look great, honestly, but it looks a little bit better. I'm okay with that. Okay. That's lovely, Jesse. Okay. Nah. Not smooth enough. Go again. Not smooth enough. Once more. Okay, that's better. It sort of thins out a bit much for my liking at the end, but I can fix that up. I gotta remember that this is just a storyboard as well. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to give a good idea to the animator of what he is animating. That's too thick. There's a specific type of perspective that we're currently drawing from. I'm not entirely sure which one it is, honestly. But we are drawing from a specific type of perspective. Okay. Okay. And the shakiness of my ruler really isn't helping me. And by that I mean it sort of drags on one end of the screen sometimes when I pull it down, so that it wobbles back and forth, which when you're trying to duplicate lines isn't particularly helpful. That line was too high anyway. Okay. I'm gonna redo this drawing again. I don't particularly like it very much. We're gonna start from scratch. Which is why it's good that I'm setting up for a stream to do this storyboard, I think. Because I think it's going to take me a lot longer than a storyboard really should, unfortunately. But you know what? It's all practice in the end. All practice for whatever's coming next, I guess. Okay, let me look at chat in a sec, because I feel like you all are having a lovely conversation. Which I don't mean to interrupt too much. So, I will just interject occasionally if you don't mind. Rather than, oh, hello, you're on camera. Oh, yeah, good night.
Good night, love you.
Love you too. Sleep well.
Good night, Jennifer.
Cool.
Did you want a belly rub?
He did. He's been longing for one of those for a while, but I haven't had the gumption to give it to him.
Look at him. Just a big hussy. Yes, that's right. Belly rub. Oh, you take it. We're gonna get some. Oh, we're gonna get kisses and everything. Okay. Okay. Do you need me to wake you at any time tomorrow?
No. I have a feeling I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna fall asleep and wake up pretty well, just myself.
Excellent.
Cause yeah, it's been a while.
I hope you don't wake up somebody else. Cause I like you. Alright, good night, love.
Good night, mother. Sleep well. Cool. Now let me look at the chat. That's a bot. Bots ain't lovely. Oh, bots. I don't know. I tend to romanticize them a lot. I tend to end up romanticizing the sad life of a bot a lot, being rejected at every turn. I don't know. I like to leave him in the stream occasionally. Let him live out his bot fantasies. In that we have quite similar. That was a sneaky pun for you there. If you were brave enough to catch it. Oh, did someone say goodnight and go to bed? Oh. Yeah, B. Oh, I missed a bit of the chat, sorry. Okay, Jesse is a demon at midnight. Classic, acceptable, understandable. What if the surprise is to surprise you before your birthday or after so you think we forgot? Yes. The idea, Cass, is never let your guard down. Okay. Okay. Am I missing any other lines? I don't think I am presently. Okay. I'm gonna put in a little pot plant down here because it's gotta be an office soundscape. Because, okay, let's get rid of our reference image now because the wrong one. Because it's office soundscape, and then, so for those of you who are watching when I previously did it, we've got a wanted poster, pans up. Okay, let me zoom in so you can see. This is for me as much as it is for you as well, to think through this process again. So I've got wanted poster, pans up to hospital, not to hospital, sorry, that was an old animation that I did. Pans up to office building with a silhouette standing outside the door. Cuts to a picture of his face, which is hopefully, it's going to be like pretty much the exact same shot as the wanted poster. He's going to put a silly looking mustache on himself because it's a bit, and it's like, oh, he's hiding. Cool. And then he's holding a resume in his hand. A cop car, or the feds, if you will, start to roll up. And then, because I don't want to animate him walking in, I feel like that'll be quite a pain in the ass. I'll simply allude to it instead. Doors slide open and then slide close with that classic sort of supermarket slide noise. And then we fade out and fade in to represent a travel in time to the office scene. There's a good chance that I will. You come to get the cat?
No, well, apparently there's an exchange going on.
Okay.
One in, one out.
Cool. There's a good chance I will. But I also wanna hide some sneaky details in there. Do you already want to leave, Cat? Sorry, Cat just came into my room and now he wants to exit immediately. Actually, Loki, I do want you to exit though, Cat, because you're a responsibility. No. He's gonna go sleep on my bed. What a lovely young boy. Okay. So office space, we've got these sort of like, every office has these. Not every office, but a lot of offices have these. Like the people who are like, yes, it's always good to have nature in your building, which actually I do agree with. I do like a good plant sitting there. No, that's not good enough. Okay. Plop, 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 and there we go. Is the music a bit soft now? My headphone seems to have messed up a little bit. No, there we go. It still is pretty soft, I think, but I'll just jump some to the next one. Get off my jacket. You're not allowed to do that to my jacket. You can have a blanket. There you go. I guess what are you going to expect from lo-fi hip-hop except lo-fi? It would be silly of me to expect anything else. Okay. Always a good idea to have in your office is a calendar to remind you of how many days you spent locked away in your little room. In the rat race, if you will. Actually, I can do this in a grid. Okay. To remind you of all the hours that it looks like a Nintendo DS right now, that you missed with family, friends, any other loved ones. Be like July, and then there's gonna be a sun. So you can imagine the sun as if it were touching your own skin while you're inside the office space. Important in an office? I mean, like, you've got to have a clock on the wall for the exact same reason as that's a classic. I should. My last 3 animations that I had an office in, or art pieces, there was always the hang in there cat. That's true, I should. Where am I gonna fit him? Okay. You know what, I think I'm gonna change it up from this time, but that was a brilliant idea, Jesso. I would have used it, except that I've already used it so much in other pieces of mine, which I know isn't like a great... It's... Because the reason I've used it in other pieces of mine is because it's a great indicator of, oh, you're in an office space, haha, this thing that we all know, an inside joke. It's like with this, putting the silly mustache on. It's a pretty dumb, basic joke, but it expresses an idea more than anything. Okay. I just got a message, sorry. So I'll check on that in a sec. Okay. Let me see who's messaging me. And is it important? Some Insta stuff. Okay. Jesse, lovely, you sent a post. Okay. I think that's good enough for this scene. Okay. Next thing, we've got a 2-shot. One with our Mafia Man, and the other with... one side of it being the Mafia Man, and the other side of it being... a different lady. yeah, I see you there, Jesso. Okay. You know, that's in this shot. 2-shot, but it would also be in the other shot. Okay. Okay, no, it would most... Okay. Firstly, Control-C, Control-V. We'll move this in a few different spots. Control-V. Okay, you always want them on the same side. And after I've done this, okay, extreme close-up. No, it's just a normal close-up probably to really get you in that feels. So I've got a 2-shot setup here, which any self-respecting media student should have at least a vague idea about what a 2-shot is. I drew a little diagram of it down here. I don't know why. I know what a 2-shot is. So you've got two people in a conversation, you've got three cameras. One master shot where you've got both of them in frame. One shot where you sort of have more facing one way more facing the other. See? These little boxes with triangles down here. They're cameras. But regardless, let's continue drawing. Okay. So this is my Mafia man. When I was researching about him, I was looking into the Yakuza and stuff like that. There were some Yakuza looking guys who I thought were funny and sort of out of touch enough that they could make like some good mafia characters that would be in these awkward situations. Okay. But it just wasn't fitting. I just didn't get the right feel with it. So I kept changing things up until... Oh, thanks, Cass. Thank you. Sorry, that sounded backhanded, but truly, thank you. So I kept looking about, and Marlon Brando, who plays the Godfather, does a thing when he plays the Godfather where he shoves these two cotton balls in the sides of his mouth, and it gives him this really big cheek, and it makes him talk funny as well. You come to me on the day of my Deutschway. Makes him talk like a 12-y. No, he doesn't. I used to be able to get his accent spot on, but probably not as well now. But essentially what I'm saying is I gave him big cheeks and suddenly he looked more like a mafia dude. Quite a peculiar way of going around it, I think, but it worked. So I'm happy and settling that. Also, I could have gone with a fedora for the hat, but again, it just felt too secret agent-y at that point. I'm not good secret agent either, unless we're talking about Perry. Okay. Excuse me. God bless. Okay, we need to merge all these into the drawing layer. So what I want to do is I'm going to put drawing layer at the top, so that when I merge them all, merge layers, drawing gets saved and I don't need to rename it. That's just a little thing though. And anyone who doesn't use Photoshop, that's not helpful to you at all. But, just a thought. Penny for your thoughts, wise sir. Okay. But this one I am actually going to do a thing on. I'm going to do Control C, Control V. We're going to do a little match 'em ups. I'm going to do a little bit of snap. Okay, that's the one. Is it the one? That's the one. Now with this layer, what we're going to do is we're going to do a secret little onion skin on it. I'm going to put it down there and I'm going to... See, look, there's our boy. There's our big bone boy. Okay, because in this one, he's much more front facing. So, essentially, I'm just getting an onion skin behind because I want continuity between my shots. Which I think is a thing I'm lacking a lot. But hopefully this will fix that. Okay. We're on the drawings panel, on the drawings tab. Black tie. shadow under the eyes. I should probably make his shoulders a little bit wider. Okay. He's much closer to what I want, but he's still not quite it. Beans. Too much. I want him to lean all the way down, possibly. I don't know. That might be good enough, just having the shadow there. I don't know. I hope I put a decent amount of effort into this, but I'm not sure how I'll go. Because that's the way of me, if you've never met me. So it's a good thing to remember. Beans. Okay, let's go. Let's size this baby down a little bit. This sounded like Withering Heights for a second. Wuthering Heights. I wouldn't be me, Cass, if I didn't. Okay. We need to get this body facing forward as well. Okay. Anywho, there's already a lot of discrepancy in it. More discrepancy would be doing me no favors. Oh. I'm in a pretty weird space right now. Well, my body seems to have forgotten that it was tired. What? Wait. What did I say? I don't remember what I said, Cass. You'll have to help me a little bit here. I'm sorry. He needs chubbier cheeks. I've reduced the chub on his cheeks. That's better. thing is, I go over the lines so much, and it's still a bit of a travesty. You said you wouldn't be you if you weren't worrying. Suggesting worry is a part of your identity, so I'm suggesting I say the same thing about the self-deprecating stuff I say. Well, I don't deny it being an element of you, but I'll still fight against it. I'm just going against your nature, okay? But more facing the boss. Okay, so what I was doing is I'm setting up like an actual two-shot here. I'm sort of jumping two-shot, Godfather, but then it's the Godfather. Okay, so it'd be... Okay. He doesn't look very godfatherly from the back. Okay. Okay. Got a big bulbous nose that sort of starts. He looks like an ape in this photo. There's still something a little bit off about it to me. He's probably faced too far around now. So he looked more like that. He looks like a Boy Scout now though. Give him a tat then. I was thinking a tat or a scar. But anywho, this is just a storyboard. It's not really the final product. So, no, you're right. Sorry. Okay, and he's gonna have his silly mustache. Okay. Maybe the fact that the neck is meant to taper in a little bit more at the back. Even though he still looks more like Homer Simpson than anything else. Okay, he's a very straight back boy because he's the head of the mafia. It feels like something they should do. Okay. He's a little bit like Homer the Park Ranger, and I don't know if we want that. No, it's still Homer. Maybe if we made the... have seen maybe 10 episodes of The Simpsons now, so I have no idea what that is, sorry. I'm an uncultured young boy. I need to do a thing. Okay. 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 So what am I thinking? I'm thinking, oh, well, that's probably why I haven't seen it, because it's a media project. Okay. I'm thinking, talking to a boss. What's the boss like? She's probably an executive, breaking the ceiling. She's a lady. She's probably wearing a pencil dress past, either just up to or just past her knees, of like a navy color or something like that. But you wouldn't be able to see her legs, so it wouldn't really matter that much. And then I imagine classy, like also navy business jacket with white button up. But then again, that's what every person would probably think of. So how do we make her... See, there was a little piece of advice that... I can't remember who it was, but he's a very famous man because he works for Nintendo and he made games like Solid Snake and others. But he has this little tip when he's working on a character. And actually, there was this... Not really. I was going to talk about this dating website, which was talking about the statistics they were receiving. I don't know, it must have been like some article trying to bolster people. It was talking about how sometimes certain ugly features on you can sort of make you a lot more attractive in a way. Like, features that were rated uglier can make you more attractive through being recognizable, being standout. And that's exactly what one of these game character designers did. For Solid Snake, he is a brilliantly designed character, except he has the ugliest mullet and the thickest ass cheeks. And he was a hit as a character because he's just so core, but yet then there's like one or two features that catch you off guard and force you to pay attention to him. Perhaps even give him a little bit more depth. So like, what if I did, rather than pixie cut, pencil dress, business jacket, white button-up shirt, rather than the pixie cut, she could be bald. That's more empowering. Maybe she's gone through chemo. But it's something a little bit more eye-catching. You don't just go, oh, the business lady. You go, oh, the lady who has... the bald lady. She's her own thing. She's not this archetype. Okay. One of the first things to come up when you search up Solid Snake is dummy thick. Yeah, there's a scene where he's crawling. Solid Snake. There's one scene where he's crawling. Solid Snake. Is it gonna come up? It's not coming up for me. But dummy thick. But yeah, he just has massive ass cheeks. Solid Snake. not say crawling. Where is it? Do they still have his massive ass cheeks? I don't know. I think they may have gotten rid of it in later games, as he was just more of a commercialized product. I don't know if he still has it. Okay. Let's see if it comes up when I search up GIF. Is this gonna work? But yeah. Here, dummy thick boy. This is all. I was actually reading up about that the other night. A funky idea, which is one of the first philosophical ideas I look at and go, I don't really agree with this one, and I can see how it will sort of come apart at the seams. Actually, that's not true. I see that for a lot of them, but I don't... No, I've confused myself now. And it's not me seeing them for a lot of them, I must add, when I'm talking about philosophy, because I enjoy philosophy, so I look it up actively. It's me discovering someone else's thoughts on them. And then being like, oh, I see where the failings of this are here, here, and here. As, like the classic one, my favorite, skepticism. How can you be skeptic of everything when to be skeptical of everything is to be, when, like, to not believe in anything to be objectively true is to not believe that nothing is objectively true, meaning that things could be objectively true, which sort of leaves you in this catch-22 of thought. Anywho, I got sidetracked. I was going to start talking about terror management theory, but that's spooky. So we're going to skip it for now and stick to the good vibes as we draw a bold lady. How do I convey that she is a lady? Firstly, she got them bubs. She got them 1 and 2. Although I don't think she'll be a particularly voluptuous lady. I think that might take away from the rest of her character of this serious business lady. McCaw, it's always crisis time. I am the epitome of the minute till midnight doomsday clock, but an internal one that's constantly on a minute till midnight. And okay, what other things? How do we present she's a female? Like, the dress and the high heels would go a long way, but she's presented from the waist up, which is sort of a bit of a conundrum then. We've got to do it with... Dude, I got my results back for my animation, and they were like, could have done the framing better. That made me sad. So I'm being hyper vigilant about the framing now, to the point where I'm just sort of sitting here thinking about shots more than I'm actually drawing them. Like, for example, do we need a full body shot of this boss that I'm introducing to the scene? But on the other hand, if I did do that, firstly it would mean another set of animation, and secondly, it wouldn't fit on my nicely formatted frame of slides. Slide of frames. Slide of frames? Frame of slides? Okay. Missed out a little bit on the chat. Let me look back. Jesse, what? Why did you time Jesse out? What did he do? What did you do, Kat? What did you do, Jesse? Luckily, I am the stream owner, so I can still see it. But that was brutal. Okay. What if I open another... Okay. Open another web large and we're going to get a little sketchy. I'm not going to focus too much on the deets. I'm just going to, I think... Fitte med jävla... Okay. No. Okay. Increase that brush size a little bit, fit on screen. Too strong of a chin. I'm very good at drawing males, not so much females. Like this dude's already looking male again. I wonder if females are better at drawing females and males are better at drawing males. That would be an interesting thing to come across. And then, I mean, it would come to the question of, well then, what about transvestites or trans people in general? Thank you, Cass. I was trying to remember desperately. Okay. Do I need to look up some female faces to see what to do to make this a female face? I could make the eyes a little bigger. But we gotta remember that she's bald. So that's gonna be a toughie. See, I should not have done that there. What I should have done is I should have done another layer over the top and then lowered the opacity so I still had my framework behind me rather than just getting rid of all of it. Okay. I'm sure she didn't mean it just so. Okay. We got like little nose? No, that's a okay, we need a little nose. What's a little nose look like? Oh, but that's exactly what I meant. I did mean it in its literal, not someone who had fully transitioned to a different gender, but rather chose to wear other clothes. But you're right, trans people is the nicer term, and just the easier term to not have any confusion with. So as some philosopher had a theory on speech, but I can't remember his name, and it's really getting to me. He had this German name. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of a sidetrack. I'm gonna do a little bit of a research real quick. You're right, but I meant transvestite in its exact meaning, of someone who liked to dress in the other gender's clothes. All I mean is I did not mean to cause offense, and I'm sorry if I did. Which is why I was coming to this other dude, who's German philosopher of language. He's not Kant. Wittgenstein. Ludwig Wittgenstein. He sort of has this idea of... Oh, I've got to turn touch on. Of language just being used to create an image in someone's head, and that you can never really convey the exact idea that you want to because due to the differences in people's upbringings and stuff like that. just the funky little differences between people. There'll be different interpretations of words, and there'll be different. Funny story. For a guy who notoriously like talks about conversation, he's like got theories about it. He's like, how do I do it? What's communication between people? Was awful at communication with people. If you can see his face there, he's a little disturbed looking fella. And occasionally would just up and leave if he didn't like a thing. He'd just sort of in a huff leave the room. Like, and I don't mean just like conversations that he wasn't enjoying, I meant like tests, lectures that he was doing, a full list of things to the point where it was a quirk of his personality. Okay. You wish you would up and leave occasionally, Cass? I don't wish that. I just thought you were talking about facial structure is different if you're transgender or whether a person's on hormones. Cool. Okay. Another thing that can be sort of simplified for the conveys a female face, larger eyes, petite nose, I think stronger jawline, but it doesn't seem to be like a weaker jawline perhaps. Maybe if I went for the more circular design. Okay. Okay. Beans. Okay. There we go. That's disgusting, the face that I've just drawn. It's truly not something that was meant to be. Okay. Okay. Indeed, indeed. Such is the way. Big eyes. Okay, I'm gonna have to get some help here. I've been using Google a lot tonight, so please forgive me if you find that detestable. Female face drawing. wider space, thinner brows. Okay. Okay. Let's. Do you know something? Why would this person have normal eyes when everyone else in the universe so far, which is being one person, but that is still everyone else, has these little bleak black dots for their eyes? Okay. Although perhaps the eyes could... I do hate to get into symbolism. Feels far too wanky for me. I feel like I should not. Wider space, more curves. What if we give her a bigger nose? It feels like something I should not delve into personally. More curves, she's pretty curved. More tapered. Okay. Fit mais j'avais. That looks alright and pretty feminine, I'd say. Okay. Okay, it turns out we're just drawing this entire female in here. And then we'll just copy her across to the other page. Avoid lines and wrinkles on face. Smaller, more delicate nose. I gave her a pretty big hunkered nose. Now it just looks like Voldemort. That's cool. Yeah, it still looks a little bit like Voldemort, honestly. Okay. It looks like if Squidward was really handsome, but a little bit more realistic than really handsome Squidward. Okay. And a slimmer neck. Let's go with a thinner line there. Does not have a bodice as of yet. Okay. We'll need a little bit more on this one. Okay. Over there. Oh. Nice. Okay. I think I might be done soon enough because I don't want to keep you all up too late. Well, I don't think you'll dredge yourself too much for this, which is good. I don't want to get you all too bogged down either. How are you feeling tired-wise? And what are you up to? So I can gauge what's happening and whether I'm what's a good word? You need to be worrying about yourself first. Never. Or always. But no, I'll check up on you guys, make sure you're all doing okay. This lady almost done. But yeah, no, I'm just wondering a gauge of where people are at. Because I have a sneaking suspicion McCall might have fallen asleep or just disappeared off into the void somewhere. Which is chill. I don't mean to call her out. In fact, I actively move against it. But I think it has happened. I really hope I didn't bum her out. Cass, those two statements probably too close to each other. Too conflicting with each other. This should taper off a little bit more. Still looks wrong. Ah, okay, that's what you were saying. Sorry, I got confused again. That does beg the question of your own sleep, though, and when you'd like to do that. Because it's my only current audience. Once y'all decide to head off, there's a good chance I'll do the same, for fear of what is it a fear of? Too fat. Anywho, I missed her thumb. You wish, Cassandra. Ow. But, I don't know, the Mongol hordes couldn't stop me. Something intense like that probably couldn't stop me. Okay. What if we zoom in a little bit? That's not how hands work. I think that's gonna look like a very bad looking hand. It's too floppy. Okay. That's harder to do. Okay. She's got particularly bony fingers. Our lady lass right here. People animate like this day in and day out. This must get exhausting. Because I'm thinking about the movement of the clothes right now. Which I reckon is one of the reasons spandex is so popular in old TV shows. Firstly, it's nice and easy to draw spandex. Nice and skin tight. Secondly, I just reckon it was easy to film with. Less got in the way, stuff like that. No, that's probably not it. There was probably... Maybe it was all an elaborate scam from the spandex companies. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have given her all her fingers on that side of the hand. Because that would mean her hand is fairly flat on to the sort of screen rather than... Like she's sort of standing like this pretty much. So you can see these two hands, but you can't really see the pinky. It sort of just hides out there. But she has got a pinky in this one. So maybe if I do a little bit of rearranging... Oh, my phone's having an issue. It's fine now. We can chop off the end of that pinky there, and that'll look a little bit more realistic and a little less clunky. My clunky. Little Star Wars reference there, if you know it. But it's a very fringe reference. Well, it's not that fringe, but it takes a real hard boy, hardcore fan to notice. Yeah, women, tiny hands is sort of another thing to really get the idea that she's a woman. I say unfortunately, but I don't know if it is unfortunately. It's instinct to say unfortunately at this point. To be like, well, women have tiny hands, but I'm trying to convey an idea through stereotypes and archetypes, which through a cartoon character that's not real. So that's a little thought for your brain box. What are you saying there? Okay. There's some dead aliens in a bar, yo. That's some dead aliens in a bar. To be fair, her head is massive. Okay, let's try something. What if we went... She still does have very tiny hands. Okay, you're right. Okay. We can just rescale those the same way that we did that one just then, though. So that's no huge issue of mine. No sweat off my back. Let's have another look. Did I make him too big? That's a little better. Is that better? I feel like that's better. Well, it's better, but how far? Okay. What if we change this up here? Why does he look so weird? Maybe it needs to be more curved. Oh, wrong side of my pen. It still looks so weird. Okay. So this is just going to be a sketcho then. This is going to be some concept art, sorry, not a sketcho. Okay. So we're going to go, since it's a concept art piece, it still looks a little out of the hand specifically, or the entire thing, because the head's still too large. But there's something wonky with the shoulders that I just can't seem to get right. Maybe this arm needs to be further across. Okay. Dragging myself closer. I've had an idea. This brain has sparked an idea. But chance. It is this arm that is the issue. You look at it and look quite nice. Looks rather disarming. But oh, what the fuck just happened? No, 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 no. Whoa, we're still good. I thought it ended the stream. It did, however, remove my select. It did, however, break my other monitor. Awesome. What? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Okay, welcome. Okay. Excuse me, gosh darn second. Pen calibration. Calibrate. There we go. Okay, nice. Where are the monitor? The monitor's working again. Okay. She's gonna be a little. Okay, Control X, Control V. We're gonna give this a new layer so that we can mess around with it a little bit more easily. It was originally out here. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Let me just clean that right up there. Let me just have a look at that for you. Hmm. No. Okay. No, not quite. Beans. Merge layers. Okay, sorry, I've been rather silent for a little while now as I think about how to fix this hand. Oopsies. Mm. My pen is a little bit off still, which is quite annoying. So it doesn't seem like much, but it's drawing ever so slightly to the right, which is really getting on my nerves. So we're gonna do another pen calibration real quick. Okay. Pen calibration. Calibrate. That's a little better. Nice. We can get rid of this pen calibration stuff, and then we can move on forward with our lives. She's got fairly rigid hands, to be fair. Okay. To be fair, her right arm, I think it's her right arm for you guys. This arm could be further across the body. For the most part, but this is a concept art now, which is a little different from the framing of her. The concept art is, you know what a concept art is. It's all of it. Good, bad, and ugly. Because I haven't lined up all the other shots in my... It really depends how long I manage to make this animation go on for, because it would be a long, long project to take on by myself. This will probably taper down a little bit as well. Okay. But yeah, if I ever need her again, I'll have a reference photo of her. I'll have the concept art and the reference photo, so that I'll be able to accurately recreate her again, which I could do through going through my old footage on the matter at hand. But this will just make my life a little easier, and it will give me a better understanding of what I want the character to look like now, rather than just sort of doodling something down for the storyboard. Which is what this is essentially. It is me doodling something down for the storyboard, but it's a more formal way of doodling something down for my storyboard. Okay. Legs. Legs are next. If I can so muster up the courage. Oh, I've got 2 messages on Discord. Oh, they're from Al. I wonder what he's saying. I should check. Dude. Would love you to respond. Hello. Yeah. What's up? Hey, Alistair. I just spotted you on the other end. Nothing much. Lovely. Well. I take it from your nothing much, you want to be up to something. Or perhaps not at all. I'm on the eraser tool. Dickweed. Not as good on the second foot. Okay. Oh? Hey Elsa, yeah. What are you doing? Okay, well I'll keep reading your chats and I'll keep reading both of them. You don't love me, I get it. We're not friends because you're the creator, I'm just a low-key fan. Okay, be like that. I see you. What's happening, Alistair? I responded twice. Do you not have my audio on? But I see you, Alistair. Or are you in the bedroom? Yeah, you're not in the hive or anything. You're just there. Okay. Whew. I was worried we'd have a situation on our hands in a second, but Alistair can hear me. We're all good. The world is as it should be. Oh. Or is it? Okay. Classic boss heals. Okay. Okay. You can say that, don't worry. Lovely. The prompt is I'm doing a storyboard for an animation, Alistair. And I needed a lady who's a boss bitch. She's a boss and she's just accepted. So let me tell you the story so far. I haven't. So look at this. There's a mafia man. Can I touch on? No, that doesn't work. Okay. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. I'm gonna turn touch back off. So there's a wanted poster on the ground on like a pavement, and there's some tarmac, like the road, and then it's for The Godfather. $1 billion, I think. And then pan upwards, so the camera will pan from facing down here to like out and there. See, there's the wanted poster on the ground just there. And then there's a silhouette of a man. Who could it be in front of this office building? It's the mafia man, which we saw earlier. And he slaps on a shitty mustache to hide himself. Ugh. And then we see a shot of a resume in his hand. Because he's going under. He needs to go into hiding. And then this cop car starts to roll into the side of the frame. And then we see the doors open and close because I don't want to animate him walking in. Because he's got a skedaddle. And then we have a fade in and fade out to represent a transition in time. I think that is a Waluigi mustache. Cut to an office scene with an office soundscape that I'll have to figure out. See, it's a two-shot here, where there's the lady talking with the mafia man. See, the lady's not drawn into the shot yet because I'm still trying to figure out what the lady looks like. I was talking about a character design technique where you have a really beautiful looking character, but you make one key feature, or maybe a couple of key features about them that are butt ugly, that like stand out beyond all the others, so that you look at that character and you don't go, oh it's the boss lady. You go, oh, it's the bald lady. It gives the character a bit more depth. You can create a backstory for it if you want to, which will give it depth through your own reading of it. But some key feature which is sort of off, which I didn't do for my Mafia Man. Not super much. And so the lady is talking to the Mafia Man and he's like, hey, welcome to your first day on the job. I'm gonna, for your first task, could you send a message to Karen on the desk for me? Can you send a message to Karen, the receptionist, for me? We'll figure out the scripting later, the exact scripting. And he does like a grunt of acknowledgement, like that evil sort of grunt. And you get this shadowy look over his eyes as he's like, yeah, I can send a message to Karen in HR. And then there's going to be like a montage or something of him getting the girl's family tied up and duct taped to like in some stingy situation with like a gun to their head or a metal bar if I want to make it more PG or something like that. And sending it to Karen at the front desk, who is absolutely mortified at her family being kidnapped and threatened like that. to send a message to Karen in HR, Karen on the front desk, and then there's a shot of the boss lady being like, I don't think this is gonna work out for us, sorry. And that's the end of the first set. That's the end of the first episode. And it might be the only episode if I decide it to be. Then in a later episode, there's like a... and then she very well could be gay, Cass. We get to discuss that later when we get to the second stage of storyboarding, but don't get ahead of yourself here. We've still got a long way to go. And then there could have been like maybe like 2 to 4 more episodes of different puns like that. Hey, could you do the drop off on Timmy when he's working as like a babysitter, and he ties Timmy up and drops it off a bridge, and so it sinks and drowns. Rip in peace, Timmy. And then there was going to be another one where he was working as a zookeeper. And one of the other zookeepers is like, hey, I need to go clean the lion enclosure. Could you please go take the lions out for me? And you get a shot of him like lined up with a scope with like a sniper on like the hill of the zoo, sniping the lions. You know, taking the lions out. And then another really good one. Maybe like he could work as a teacher, and he'd be like, today, Mr. Mafia is gonna teach you a lesson. And you just see him like crack his knuckles or something. or something like that. I feel like I've overused the sort of just straight up violence bit a little bit. It needs to be a little bit more in depth than that. But something like that. Okay. Okay, we're discussing Karen right now. Okay. What's... Okay. Okay, what? Karen's got a very complex backstory, although that could be funny if she's like, take him. I never loved him anyway. Or if she like runs away with a secret husband or a secret wife, runs away. What do they call them? A side chick, pretty much. Okay, but yeah, that's what's happening. Now I'm just drawing up some concept art of it, which should be pretty basic bones. Okay, she's at the top of her industry, so she's it's gonna make a really crude joke. No, Alistair. I'm not making the main character female. I've already decided on the main character. And I will not corrupt my creative image for the satisfaction of others. It's an idea on its own that's meant to push it. The message of the piece would get diluted among the other ideals of it. I mean, I've already got a woman in here who is owning a business. She will talk. My piece might pass the someone test. The lady who has the test about the feminist books. So I would sit your sexist ass down, Alistair. I forget what the name of the lady is who has the test about the books. Okay. Do you know which lady I'm trying to talk about, by the way, Alistair? Cool, good, I'm on layer 2. The Bechdel test. Alistair, don't you even get me started. I will come down on you like a ton of bricks. Okay. Thanks, Cass. Yeah, the Bechdel test was the right one. Okay. Well. Okay. Classic sexist. Asks me even after you said the answer. Can't believe it. Why do I always get angry by text? It's like something inside of me. I need to express myself. Have you ever considered the medium of art, Alistair? Maybe you too could drown your sorrows. Maybe you should get a bit more drunk. Maybe it's time for a drink, buddy. I do love blue as a color scheme. But yeah, maybe you're just not drunk enough at the moment. Maybe you need to drown those sorrows a little bit more. Compress those feelings and forget them for now. How long till the ban hammer? Cass and Jesse, what's the vote? I'm gold. Do you have work tomorrow, Alistair? Because on a more serious note, I think that'll answer the question. Well, if you decide you do and you still continue, then that is no judgment of mine? No mind of mine. I don't mind. Okay. I don't know if that's quite the drink he was referring to, Jesso, but the spirit does not go unnoticed. Unfortunately, Alistair's spirit shall not go undrunk. In most senses that you could perceive that statement. Look at these powerful blues. Such a powerful blues. She might be forlorn inside of prison, or just depressed in general. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Really else? Okay. What happened, Alistair? I don't understand, sorry. I wouldn't classify this art near what I would consider good yet. Too scratchy in places and bumpy in others, where it shouldn't be scratchy and bumpy. When I say scratchy, you can see like here, just underneath that arch that I just made, there's like a little stabby out bit of the skin, which doesn't happen IRL. Not to that extremity, at least in the average person. Okay, I screwed up there. I was on the wrong layer. See, rather than being Han Solo, I was Luke in that situation. It's wrong to be on that layer. That's fair enough. I could embrace it. But then again, this is all just a practice project building up to a point where I am happy with the work that I put out. And I'm on the wrong layer, so excuse me as I jump back to layer 2. Thank you for your compliment though, Alistair. It does not go unnoted, even though I accuse it of perfidy. Even though I accuse it of untruthfulness. Thank you. Can you explain why I use each layer? Well, one is lines, and the other is color. If I want it to be more, if I wanted to put a little bit more effort into it, not effort as such, because it's really not that much more effort, but a little more complexity, I could create a layer for each individual coloring, and then I could add another, what sometimes happens is I'll add another layer for lighting. So I'll go, okay, where do I want my dark bits to be? I want there to be a dark bit in there. There's a secondary dark bit there. A dark bit there. Dark bit. Go opacity. I'll turn it down, and then you've got some easy shading. Ta-da! Because you don't, rather than picking out a new color, you could just put black over the top of it, change the opacity, and then you've got this extra level of shading and detail. But I'm not doing that for this one. Or am I? I might leave it as is. But you're right about the eye ones. I might get rid of that. Smooth that out. There we go. That's a little bit of shading done on it. Okay. But I don't want all of that. For this, I'm just going to keep it black and white. I won't even grab all of that. I'm just going to grab that. Control X. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. Control C. Control V. Control T. Okay, in this shot we want a power hierarchy. So we're gonna do it like this. He's gonna be taller than she is. Because he's the dangerous mafia man. Like, maybe a bit more forward like there. Okay. Horizontal. Okay. Tick. Razor. Okay. Oh, okay. Can you teach you how to draw sometime? Yeah, anytime, Alistair. Hit me up and I'll do my best. I'll do my best with what I got. Have a good night, Alistair. I don't know if I missed you, but have a good night. Okay. I wouldn't trust me entirely. I trust me about as far as you can throw me. So just be careful when you ask me to teach you how to draw. Okay. Do you know what she's missing? Ears. You look that much, and baby, you should go and look yourself. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Cool. Cool. And I should stop streaming soon, so you guys head off as well, hopefully. Okay. Yeah, oh my lord. Okay. Look that much, baby. You should go and love yourself. Okay. We got drawings, and we gotta get rid of some of the Mafia Man here. So that there's this layering of perspective. See? There we go. I'm excused. Excuse me, monsieur. What are you all still doing here? Okay. Okay, Control T. Another flip horizontal. Get rid of those bottom layers. And that is page 1 of the storyboard done. God, if this is page 1 of the storyboard, imagine how killing it's gonna be to do page... Okay, I imagine we're gonna do a page 2 for this specific story. For this specific... okay, I need more room on the layers. Okay. Okay. Shift, we need to move this underneath drawings. We need to shift click on drawings as well. We need to merge layers. And there we go. And that is set 1 of frames done. That's not even any of the technical stuff thrown in. Okay. Hopefully I'll work again on it tomorrow night. And then we'll see where we go from there. Okay. Because then I'll have to do background art for it. Except for some frames. I'll do background art for the office. Because the first shot, it'll be really hard to do background art for. I'll have to do background art. I won't have to, but I will do background art for the fully pan up, because we cut back to the pan up when the car rolls into frame. But the pan up here is going to have a change in perspective, change in... That's going to be my big animation part of that project. Keeping track of so many different things on the screen and trying to end up on a good image. I may even throw a little bit of blur in there if I can figure it out well enough. But apart from that, everything else should be fine. There's not even any issues here. Okay. Okay. Let's... Okay. Okay. Dude. Okay. Too far. Too short. There we go. Saving computer. This is boss bitch concept art. Art. the end of tonight's stream. I'm gonna go find something else to do. Maybe I got things to do. But until then, I will catch you on the flip, my friends. I hope you've had a wonderful time. It's been a chill out time, I can tell. I hope I haven't developed a culture of responsibility to watch, and I hope you're still enjoying to watch. I urge you to think on that. I don't know, sleep's left me again. It's become midnight and now I no longer feel the need. I hope you all have a lovely night. I hope you go to bed at a reasonable time for no reason other than it's what seems it's what's been handed to me as appropriate. Yeah. Maybe just accept my fate as it is. Through stoicism I will learn virtue. But until then, I will continue being a dirty crime boy, and I'm gonna see you all in the next time zone, whenever I see you next. We'll find out when that is later. I might send memes tonight, who knows, if I'm on Insta. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night, Jesse and Casso. Sleep